On this episode of AMA Air, many across the country are preparing for winter, but that doesn't mean you have to have a break from modeling.
And it's time to meet another AMA staff member.
Plus, learn how two clubs work together to use a Takeoff and Grow grant in an innovative way. All that and more on this episode of AMA Air.
Hello and welcome to AMA Air, your source for aero modeling news. I'm Chris Savage.
And I'm Erin Dobbs.
You've experienced Flight Fest East and West with our coverage here on AMA Air and in Model Aviation Magazine. Now it's time for Flight Fest South, November 3rd through the 5th in Lake Wales, Florida. Like the other Flight Fest events, Flight Fest South will feature FPV racing and fun flies, open flying, building, and more. You can register online at flightfest.com.
Mega Drone X, the world's first subterranean FPV drone race, returns for its second year this weekend. The Louisville Mega Caverns will host the race this weekend, November 3rd through the 5th, and you will be able to follow the action live at fpvlive.tv.
And since it's November and Thanksgiving is quickly approaching, some of our clubs are hosting events that fall right into the holiday theme. The Colas Park RC Flyers will host the Colas Turkey Fry and Fly on November 18th in San Diego, California. There will be a simulator, a pylon race, touch and goes, and more, plus a $5 turkey lunch.
And the Lafayette Escadrille Control Line Club will be hosting a turkey shoot on November 19th at Booter Park in Valley Park, Missouri. For a $10 entry fee, pilots bring one plane to compete in 3 events. Frozen turkeys will be awarded for the top 3 overall scores.
And of course, our generous clubs are continuing to support the Toys for Tots this holiday season. Rocket City RC will be hosting a fun fly to benefit Toys for Tots on November 18th in Huntsville, Alabama. Anything flies with a $20 entry fee or a new toy of equivalent value. Concessions will be available as well.
And the Brazos Valley RC Modelers are also hosting an annual Toys for Tots fly-in on November 18th in Bryan, Texas. The event is open to all types of aircraft, and the entry fee is one unwrapped, unopened toy. For more information on these events or to find one in your area, you can check out the sanctioned event calendar in Model Aviation or at modelaircraft.org.
So let me get this straight. We're doing Mega Drone X, so we're flying underground. We're supporting charities for Toys for Tots. We've got turkey fly-ins. This is going to be an awesome upcoming month for events.
Happy holidays is all I can say.
Happy holidays. Well, coming up, we're going to take a look at some recent headlines.
Plus, learn how one AMA club found a way to utilize some winter free time.
Want more news and stories from the AMA and Model Aviation Magazine? Subscribe to the new Media Minute newsletter. You'll get a quick look at some of the stories you might have missed from Model Aviation right in your inbox. And for the drone and helicopter enthusiast, the new Rotor Report is just for you. You'll find stories, tips and tricks, product reviews, and more from the world of helicopters and drones that will get your props spinning. Find these newsletters and others at www.modelaircraft.org/publications.
Last week, President Donald Trump and U.S. Secretary of Transportation Elaine Chao announced a new drone pilot program. The program is an initiative to safely test and validate expanded drone operations in conjunction with state and local governments, working in partnership with industry stakeholders. 5 to 12 test communities will be selected, and with each location potentially testing one or more different applications. More details are yet to be released, but according to the White House and Department of Transportation, the purpose of the program is to explore ways to safely expand drone operations into the national airspace by pairing state, local, and tribal governments with unmanned aircraft operators.
Registration for the UAS for STEM Collegiate Challenge begins today, and one of the people who helped develop this challenge is being recognized for his work with UAS. Dr. Ryan Wallace was awarded the University Aviation Association President's Award for Excellence recently. Ryan serves as a committee chair for Unmanned Aerial Systems for UAA and is also a professor of aerospace science for Polk University.
Recently, AMA member Don Gurnett was featured in Popular Science. For Don, an interest in rocketry and aeronautics was a constant. Even in high school, he studied the topics, built rockets, and participated in the local model airplane club. He was even a national model airplane champion in 1956. But after Russia launched Sputnik in the fall of 1957 during Don's freshman year at the University of Iowa, where he was studying engineering, his interest moved beyond the national airspace. That same year, scientist James Van Allen was working on instruments that would fly on Explorer 1 right at the University of Iowa. After Explorer 1's successful launch, Don visited James Van Allen's office and asked for a job. According to the Popular Science article, Don's experience with radio-controlled model airplanes made him a shoo-in. For many members, modeling experience is often a gateway to a career. To learn more about these opportunities, be sure to check out what's coming at AMA Expo West. You can find more information about Expo at amaexpo.com.
In many parts of the U.S., the winter months may seem to bring an end to the modeling season, but model aviation has a lot more to offer than just flying.
Last year, the Midland RC modelers found that building is a good way to keep members engaged and interested. With so many members flying ARFs, RTFs, or even bind-and-fly aircraft, the club decided a group winter build might be the perfect project. After research and analysis, the club decided to build the SIG 4-Star 20. The group worked with the local hobby shop for a quantity discount. 20 members, roughly 1/3 of the Midland RC Modelers membership, committed to participating, and only a couple built the model in seclusion. After a season of bi-weekly building sessions, numerous exchanges of tips and ideas, and a few modifications and personalization, the group came together on April 29, 2017 for a maiden flight day. All of the airplanes made it into the air and flew well, serving as a symbol of the successful project as a whole.
What a great way to spend the winter months.
Absolutely. You know, it's a great opportunity to bond with all the other people in the club, get folks out to the club and together when they're probably going to be having a little cabin fever in the wintertime.
Yeah, just bring your hot chocolate, all your model accessories.
That's right.
And earlier this year, a Guinness World Record was set for the largest number of people to build model aircraft in the same place at the same time. The record was set at the Shuttleworth Collection near Biggleswade, England. The Heritage Center at the Old Warden Aerodrome teamed up with the IPMS Brampton Scale Model Club to organize the effort that ended with a total of 369 Airfix models built.
So that is a good winter challenge for any club out there. Can you get more than 369 models built over the winter?
I don't know, it would be hard, but we can do it.
That's a lot of models. Well, coming up, Greg Prater tells us about how he got into building and even has a few tips to help you get started.
It's time to make your voice heard. The AMA elections are here, and it's your opportunity to help shape the leadership of the AMA. Your official ballot will arrive in your mailbox ready for your vote. No stamp or envelope necessary. Ballots must be postmarked no later than November the 9th.
Many of our model aviation readers really enjoy our build articles, and AMA Plan Service does a great job of getting our readers the plans they need. Let's meet Greg Prater.
I'm Greg Prater. I'm the plans coordinator at the AMA. I've been a plans coordinator for almost 10 years now. There's a lot of satisfaction gained in building, arriving at a finished product using your own hands. Plus, if you build it light, it's going to fly better than any foamy that you can build. The most important question is always what to build. Because if you start a project, you lose interest in it, you've got some money in it, so if you don't ever finish it, you know, that would be pretty bad. My job being in the plan service, I see a lot of plans of planes that I'd like to build, so I have to be very careful of starting a new project, because you'll start, before you know it, you have 5 or 6 projects going same time, and you don't get anything done. So currently I'm building a quarter scale SC5 World War I airplane that I did find in the plans collection. I unrolled it and instantly I knew there's so much detail in this plan that I just had to build it. There's several questions you have to answer when you build a plane. Do I have a way to haul it? Do I have a place to store it? Because if you build a 12-foot wingspan plane and build it in your basement, can you get it out of the basement? There's all kinds of questions like that. Is there a shortkit available for it? If there are fiberglass parts that were from the original design, are they still available? Those are questions you have to ask yourself. And can you fly it? So I learned how to fly at a time when foamies were not prevalent. You had few options as far as ready-to-build airplanes. So if you had a certain plane, certain design or model in mind, pretty much your only option was build it from scratch or build an existing kit from, at the time, SIG was prevalent and Carl Goldberg was prevalent. Those are the ones I usually lean to because they made pretty good kits and they were pretty good designs too. Some more difficult to build than others. Some years I would build 2 or 3 planes over the winter because this Muncie, Indiana, it's not much flying you can do in the wintertime. So in the springtime, I'd have 2 or 3 brand new planes ready to fly. And so that would be a very exciting time in the springtime.
Coming up, learn about different ways your club could use a Takeoff and Grow grant.
Do you have a story you think we should have on AMA Air? Then visit air.modelaircraft.org and tell us about it by sending us an airmail. And if you're not already a member of the AMA, be sure to visit modelaircraft.org and sign up today.
In June of this year, the 2 Casper, Wyoming AMA chartered clubs, the Casper Aeromodelers and the Privateers, partnered together to hold an AMA-sanctioned event for the community. The event was focused on introducing model aviation to as many people as possible. The clubs applied for a Takeoff and Grow grant, and they were awarded $450.
What allowed us to, what we did with our money was we purchased an Apprentice S, ready to fly. Everybody that showed up to the event and signed up on our AMA roster to actually fly got a free entry for that Apprentice. It worked out great. A 12-year-old kid who probably could have soloed by the end of the event. I mean, he spent the entire day there. Must have flown 8 times with on a buddy box, you know, and was out flying me by the end of it. He won the plane, and of course we've gotten him to come back. And then we spent $100 on Facebook advertising, which was gigantic, huge exposure.
According to Josh Nelson, the Facebook advertising was very successful. 4,892 people saw the event posting and 117 people interacted with the post, which is 8 times more responses than any other club's other events have received.
Yeah, Casper, Wyoming, it's 50,000 people. I mean, if you can get 100 people to show up, you know, especially for something a lot of people don't even know about, it is big for us, you know. And then the rest we spent on a free barbecue for everybody that attended. So, which probably got a lot of spectators there also. So,
over 100 spectators visited throughout the day, and 19 people signed up to fly for the first time.
These are events that a lot of clubs try and do anyways, right? You're always trying to expose your club to your community, trying to promote membership. For the AMA to come in and assist you with that just makes it that much easier.
That's all we have for this episode of AMA Air. You can stay connected with us by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For even more videos, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And from all of us here at AMA, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time, everybody. But for now, it's time to get flying.